En Thyssenkrupp Bilstein, la seguridad es de vital importancia, tanto para nuestros empleados como para nuestros visitantes y contratistas. Por eso, hemos establecido una serie de protocolos destinados a proteger tu seguridad. Con el objetivo de que tu visita se encuentre libre de riesgos, te presentamos el siguiente curso. Por favor, no dudes en preguntar a tu anfitrión cualquier inquietud que haya surgido durante el video. En nombre de todo el equipo de Thyssenkrupp, te doy la bienvenida.
Entry. Before entering the plant, all contractors and visitors must register in the guardhouse. They will receive a badge which must be carried throughout their stay at the plant. And it will be returned at the end of your visit. For our safety, when entering and leaving the plant, we are all subject to routine inspection of vehicle trunks. The maximum speed to circulate inside the parking lot is 10 km per hour. You must do it with the emergency lights on and park in reverse only in the assigned spaces, respecting the spots marked for emergency vehicles and for people with disabilities. It is forbidden to enter the plant under the effect of alcoholic and/or enervating drinks, as well as consume them inside the facilities. At all times, you must wear your personal safety equipment consisting of safety glasses, safety shoes, reflective vest, gloves and helmet. If you have long hair, you should pick it up. Do not enter with jewelry. You should always walk inside the pedestrian walkways marked with yellow. Remember to stop and look both ways before crossing a pedestrian lane. There are lift trucks in operation. Every person who enters the plant must be documented with IMSS registration, general medical examination, credential of occupational health and safety competencies, ARPT, work permits, and special work training certificates. Your host will guide you to the meeting points, evacuation routes and emergency exits that you must take into account and use in case of emergency. It is strictly forbidden to take photographs or video, smoke, eat, drink and wear shorts in the production area, as well as the use of headphones, music players and cell phones. In case of emergency or presenting a health problem, do not hesitate to go to our medical service. Evacuation plan and emergency procedures. In case of an emergency and if you hear an evacuation alarm, you should consider the following points. Keep calm. Do not shout, run, push. Do not generate panic. Stop your work immediately. Leave your area safe. End of the machine cycle and/or close gas valves. Go to the nearest emergency door. Help disabled staff to exit safely. Leave the building and go to the meeting point. For no reason you leave the group. Line up and keep silence in compact rows. Obey the instructions from the person in charge of the brigades. Make sure you are registered in the counting list. Maintain the order and wait for directions from the brigade. Brigade members will meet at the command post. Brigade members should review the conditions of the infrastructure to rule out new possible risks. For your own safety, you should not use the phone, run, push, shout phrases that generate nervousness or panic, make jokes or return if it is not indicated. In the same way, the entrance and exits of contractors and suppliers will be suspended. In case you detect an emergency, you should immediately call a supervisor and to the emergency number 8222. It is very important to observe the signage placed in the plant in order to attend an emergency. Remember not to block it during your stay in our facilities. Confined spaces. To perform any work within a confined space, it is necessary to have your work permit ARPT and place it in plain view. To apply control of energy sources, monitor the atmosphere with the explosimeter and always be accompanied by someone else who will wait for you outside. Work at heights. Before carrying out any work at heights, you must be evaluated by our medical service and obtain a permit to work at heights, which must always be visible. You must place protective signs on the lower part, delimiting the area and using a safety harness with live lines at all times. When you do jobs such as repairs, cleaning, adjustments, equipment changes, and maintenance, you must apply the control instruction of energy sources, LOTO. Fire prevention, use of dangerous substances and materials. All hazardous substances and materials must be identified with the risk pictograms and bring with them the safety data sheet so that they can enter the plant. In the event of a leak or spill, you must notify your host to apply the leak and spill care procedure. Locate nearby fire extinguishers and, if necessary, attend the fire that is being presented. Inform and allow trained personnel to support you. As a contractor, you are responsible for cleaning and collecting the waste resulting from the work carried out. Your work area should be kept as clean and orderly at all moments and mainly at the end of the work day. You will not be able to mix waste in any container of the company. If you require an additional container, you must inform to the Environment Department. The contractor is responsible for the damages caused to the people, machinery, equipment, and facilities for not complying with the safety regulations of Thyssenkrupp. In the management of materials with edges and in the development of work where sparks are generated or a projection of particles and fluids exists, you must wear anti-cut gloves, safety glasses, and the EPP according to the analysis. Do not park any vehicles in the restricted areas inside and outside the company's warehouse. If necessary, you can only leave and/or pick up material in a minimum time. The access to the maneuvering yard and/or warehouse requires the use of reflective vest and prior authorization. The waste must be classified and deposited in the containers marked for each type of waste. All kinds of jokes, games, disrespect, as well as sleeping inside the facilities are forbidden. In case of a work accident in the area, you must notify the medical service and indicate the place for its investigation and statistical control. You can request the first aid services located in the company, and your immediate boss will be in charge of your transfer to the IMSS if the case requires it. Stop. If you detect an unsafe act or condition, you have the right and obligation to stop it at the moment so that it is solved, and this way be all together in order to eliminate risks and prevent accidents.
Agradecemos la atención prestada a este video. Deseamos que tu estancia en nuestra planta resulte productiva. Gracias por mantenerte seguro. Bienvenido a Bilstein, San Miguel de Allende.
Engineering tomorrow together.